Hey, what's up, guys? It's Biz Coach C. It's time for our next Road to 100K training, which I'm so happy to be doing with y'all. Let's see. I am like super happy to be doing this because we are almost done. Not that I'm excited to be almost finished, but it is going to be. All right. I'm sorry. I'm distracted. Look, because I'm preoccupied doing some stuff. But last Road to 100K training is going to be next month. Today, thank you. All we're going to be covering is the next topic, which I think is really fun and I think that you guys are going to like. So, we're live in the Six Secrets group today, as well as on the YouTube channel. So, wherever you want to watch is fine, and wherever you drop your questions, I'll see them. So, any questions, comments, anything you have, I should be able to see it on screen and share it so that everybody else can get the same answers that you get to. But I am super excited about today. Today's going to be really good because we're going to be talking about celebrating wins and staying motivated. So we're winding up the year with, let's stick to um, being successful, right? We've got plans that we've started all throughout the year. Hey, Vanessa, I see you. What's up, girl? We've gotten some plans throughout the year with how to reach your first 100K, which is super important because you're not going to be able to do it without some of the principles that I've given you here already. And so, what I want to show y'all is now that you've gotten your feet wet a little bit and you're getting all of these ideas off the ground about how you're going to make this happen, how you're going to achieve it, which is getting your first six figures through entrepreneurship as a Black businesswoman. Sometimes it's much more challenging for us, right? Is what are you going to do with that information now that you have it? We are so bad about not celebrating the wins that we have. We don't take time to sit on it. We don't take time to take a breath and enjoy what we've accomplished. We look at it, everything that we do, as if it's a small feat, and then we got to move on to the next thing. And part of that issue is because of the history that Black women have had, and then current society is also contributing to that. So things move so fast that they don't really give us time to slow down to make things happen. And so it is super important to remember that these are the things that you're going to need to do to make sure that you're staying motivated with this, because if you don't have the discipline to stay in it, then it will quickly slip through your fingers, right? And I don't want that to happen to you. So that's what today's session is all about, is celebrating wins, staying motivated. This is session 11. We'll do session 12, which will be the next one, the last one in December. And I've got some notes about that at the very end of today's presentation, so you won't miss it. But today is all about tracking your progress, celebrating your milestones, and protecting your energy on your journey to the first six figures. Today's presentation is only going to take us about 30 minutes, but it's going to be super helpful information to you. So y'all just watch and listen closely and pay attention. So on today's agenda, I've got a few different things for you, and they will look like recapping on our previous sessions. I'm going to go through what our first 10 sessions actually look like. And then we're going to talk about why celebrating your wins matters for high achieving Black women. Third topic for today is tracking your progress. Fourth one is going to be celebrating milestones without losing momentum. Fifth topic for today is avoiding burnout while you're still growing. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, AJ. I'm glad y'all are watching. Thank y'all so much. And then building a supportive entrepreneurial community. So that's what we're talking about with these 6 topics. Now, if you're not a Black woman and you still want to listen in and join us, it's perfectly fine, because you can use these same principles too to get to your first 6 figures. What you will hear me do, though, is because Six Figures is a group to help support the journey of minority women in business, it is going to be kind of catered to them. So you may hear me point some specific things out, but anyone can actually watch it, participate. Since we're talking about celebrating wins, staying motivated, it takes other people to do that. So as much as we like to think that we can do this thing independently, and we may not exactly need anybody to hold our hand hype us up every now and then. You need a hype man, hype woman every now and then. So what I want you to do today is, if you're watching, connect with somebody in the comments, like their comments, comment back on them, tell them, hey, build genuine connections, right? It's not that you have to go pay this person's rent. This is not what you're doing. You're just saying hi. Build a business connection. Connect with somebody online who can help spread the word about what it is that you do. And you can do the same for them. So talk to each other in these comments. Talk about the things that I'm talking about on the screen. Even if you disagree with that, put that in the comments and let me know. All right, give me some likes, some hearts, some sad faces, some mad faces, some crying faces, with however you feel, because we're emotionally charged this time of year anyway, right? And so it gets kind of challenging to just make it through some of those things. But talk to somebody in the comments today, because that's going to be a huge part of us connecting and doing all of this. So let's do a quick recap. What I mentioned earlier. So what we've talked about so far this year, all of the 10 topics have been, the first one being our 100K mindset. In February, we talked about finding your profitable niche. March, we went over building a 6-figure brand and branding that business that you have. And then April, we talked about smart financial foundations. There was an actual toolkit to go with April. April was super important. And then May, we talked about irresistible offers and you creating offers in your business that will actually sell and sell well. When we got to June, we started talking about marketing and how that converts to payments for you. Let's see, that was June. July, we talked about sales strategy for 6 figures, how you can actually calculate your sales to get to the first 100K a year. And then after that, in August, we went over automation and daily deposits, because we want things to be working for us without us working consistently and nonstop, tiring ourselves out. September, we talked about scaling through partnerships. And then finally, last month in October, we ended with challenges, yep, giving up, no. And that's got us flowing into today, where we're celebrating those wins. So staying plugged in, staying consistent last month. And then this month, celebrating, recognizing what we've accomplished, and making sure we can stay motivated throughout this entire thing as it goes along. So now that we've gotten our recap done, here's something important that I want you to realize. Know that you're doing the work and seeing traction. And I hope that you know that you are doing some of the work and seeing the traction. Today is about celebrating what's working without you losing focus on where you're going. So an important part of what I'm going to tell you today and teach you is that there's a difference between strategic celebration and distraction, right? Because a lot of times when we celebrate, our mind immediately goes to, I need a distraction. I need something to take my mind off of what I'm going through. I realize that I have accomplished something, whether it be great or small, but now I need to take my mind off of that completely. And I want you to reframe that in your mind, because celebration is not just a withdrawal tool for you, right? Because I want you to stay attached to the goals. I want you to stay attached to the vision. And I want you to have a strategy for celebration that doesn't always pull you out of the mindset to where you've got to get yourself back together because maybe you celebrated too hard, or you celebrated out of context, or you really hadn't thought through what it is that you should be celebrating. So, you know me as a business coach, as your consultant, right? As your business consultant, because you're watching this. I have to tell you that distractions will only run you in the ground. You already know this, but you have to be reminded of it. So when you're distracted of something, you can't focus, can't do what you need to do, you get lost in the sauce, right? We're not getting distracted. And everything about me that I'm teaching you is going to be about a strategy to help you win. So today is me teaching you a strategy to help you celebrate and stay motivated. Why does celebration actually matter? And y'all get in those comments. Make sure you speak to somebody. Say, hey, like their comment, say what's up. Here's why it's important though. And especially for Black women, entrepreneurs, because I told you that's what I was going to talk to today. Because we carry so much pressure to be strong, to be unstoppable, to be unmovable, to be loving, to be like this perfect image of strength, right? So Many of us, we downplay our progress because we fear that we'll look arrogant, or we fear that people will look at us and say, "Oh my gosh, she's doing the most. I always see her face. I'm sick of her, tired of looking at her. We know she's doing this. We know she's doing that. Whatever." Right? That's what you hear. That's the undertone, and God forbid, that's what some of us are saying about the next one. But we really should not be. The importance of celebrating is this right here. You've got to release that pressure of carrying all this strength. Hey, Lucinda, it's good to see you, sis. Celebration isn't a luxury, right? It's an actual success system. And other people who are successful in business, anyone that you see that's successful in business has kind of figured this out too, along with all of the other strategies that you got, the planning, the marketing, the branding, the business strategy, the business models, all of this other stuff. Celebration is included in that. So it's not that you are affording yourself a luxury, because there are some celebrations you can even write off on your business taxes. But here's the thing, when you pause to acknowledge your growth, then you actually train your brain to stay motivated, and you train yourself to operate in abundance. So when you treat celebration as a system and not just a reward of luxury, then you train yourself to expect abundance. Stay with me because that was good. Somebody put abundance in the comments. Let me make sure you're paying attention. Type the word abundance in the comments. Let me make sure that you're following me today. Your celebration fuels your consistency. So people are always wondering, and you always hear people say, it's all about consistency, right? Consistency is key. You got to be consistent. You can't halfway do things. You can't show up one day and not show up the next. That's true. But what is it that keeps a person consistent? And what is it that keeps a highly successful person consistent? It's their ability to draw from their success system, right? Once your success system is in place and you're able to fuel your consistency, like it's food to you, right? Just like your physical body needs food, that's the fuel for your physical body. And what you put in is what you're going to get out. So you don't want to put in all of this garbage. You want to put in pure celebration, because that consistency turns into cash flow. You showing up, you continuing to do the things that you know you need to do, you continuing to hype up the people in your circle and they're hyping you up. And you got a system of celebration that's there for you. You're fueling your consistency, and your consistency is going to fuel your cash flow. And the better you can feed that consistency, the more positive your cash flow. All of these things are correlated. They all work together. I promise you they do. I've been doing this for 12 years, dozen years, and I've seen it time and time again for myself, for my clients. And I've even operated from a place of lack to where it was not helping. Yeah, I see you. That's right. For real. Release the pressure. Release the pressure. That's right, Cheryl. And abundance. Yeah, y'all type the word abundance in the comments for real, because that's what we're looking for. That's what we want. But that's what we have to create for ourselves. And we do that through celebration, through a system of celebration. Track your progress. So now we're talking about this system of celebration, right? Let me break down to you what I mean when I say that. So I don't just mean planning a date for yourself. I don't just mean taking yourself out, which I'm going to suggest that you do a lot of that. But this is a holistic picture of what it looks like to create a system of celebration around your business and to get it embedded in your mind of what you should be doing to help yourself. Track your progress. And here's how you're going to document your journey to your first $100,000 or your first 6 figures a year. I hope you get 200,000 and 300,000 a year. You're going to track weekly, not just monthly. Monthly is that's a definite, it's a given. But weekly, I'm going to say for you, if you're watching this and you're in this 6 Secrets group, it's mandatory for you. I'm sorry, you don't get away with it. Set yourself a 20-minute CEO checklist every Sunday. I have a checklist that I can provide to you for this, and it will help you actually review your revenue, your leads, your content, your wins, and your lessons. You can do this. I put 20 minutes on this live, but if you would take 60 minutes a week and do this, 1 hour a week. All right, let's pull out a calculator. 24 hours in a day, right? 7 days a week. What we working with? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 168 hours. Now, you sleep for at least, I would say, 7 of those hours. So 168 minus 49 that were sleep. And then there's maybe about 6 hours a day. That brings us to 119 hours, by the way. So you got about 6 hours a day where you probably aren't doing too much of anything except for getting dressed, cooking, on social media, working with your kids, doing what, blah, blah, blah. And this is like morning, get ready in the morning, getting home at night, all this kind of stuff. So let's say that's maybe let's give that about 5 hours every day. So now that's 7 times 5, 35. So now 119 minus 35 hours in a week, you got 84 hours a week left that you're actively doing things. Now you're going to have 83 hours a week because you're going to take one of those hours and you're going to do a CEO check-in with yourself. Every Sunday is cool because easy, like Sunday morning is a real thing. Like Sunday is an easy day for you to do some of this planning and stuff. So try to do it then. But if you can't, find you a day where you do actually have some time where you can sit with yourself. You're going to look at your revenue, your leads, your content, your wins. And I like to call them lessons because I don't believe in failures, right? I believe that you can learn something from everything that you go through. So that's the first thing you're going to do to start planning, right? And start building out your system for success. This is your celebration system. Y'all type celebration system in the comments. And not only do I want you to type that, but I want you to like somebody else's comment that's on this live today. All right? So comment celebration system. And the first thing that you're going to do is start tracking your progress. And you're going to start doing that by first documenting your journey to your first 100K. And you can take a journal and write down weekly what you've experienced, what you've been through. So not only are you tracking these numbers, but you're tracking the things that you've accomplished, you're tracking the lessons that you learned, again, like I said, so all of the things, right? That's the first thing, tracking that progress. Use something visual. You've got to have something visual in front of you. And this is why I'm telling you to write it down, because visual things get into your nervous system. If you take your hands, you write it down, you're going to remember it. It's going to come back to you at some point in time. There's a reason why the Bible says write the vision and make it plain. It works on a lot of different levels. So you're making this thing visual. You're making your ideas visual, because until you actually write them down, they're only ideas. They're not real. Nothing in your head is real, whether it's good or bad. If it's just in your head and it hasn't happened, you hadn't written it, you hadn't made it concrete, it's not real. Make it real. Have a revenue thermometer. Check the temperature of how your money's doing in the bank. Write it down. Write down whether you feel good about it, bad about it, whatever. And I'm going to give you a tracker. Like at the end of this presentation, I'm going to tell you where to find it or what to comment to actually get this information. And of course, this is free, right? Because this training is free. But check the temperature of your bank accounts. Hot, warm, cold. How we doing? Freezing. Hope not. Right? Sticky notes on a wall. It helps compile this stuff. If you got a journal, use that. A milestone chart in Canva. There are different ways that you can do it. Make it visual. But I'm going to give you one at the end of this presentation. It's going to help you keep up with actually creating your celebration system, right? And doing that tracking. And I want you to record 3 categories every week with this tracker. I want you to record 3 things that's going down. Your money wins, your momentum wins, and your mindset wins. What's the difference, Biz Coach C? What are you talking about, Cynthia? So here's the thing with your money wins, right? When I say money wins, I'm talking about any sales that you've gotten, any deposits that were made. I don't care if it was $1, $2, whatever. Any new clients, any new leads, any invoices that have been paid to you, anything that you've paid off that you feel good about. Now, I'm not just talking about monthly subscriptions that your business has signed up for. I mean, actually something that you've actually paid off, credit card, business account, a net 30 account for the business, whatever it is, it's real, right? Second thing, that's money wins. So you're going to write those down. Second thing that I want you to write down is momentum wins. Momentum comes from things, actions that you've taken in the business. So this is content that you post. This is emails that you send. This is automations that you create. If you've got a booking site that you set up, if you're putting people on payroll to work for your business, if you are going to be using an accounting software like QuickBooks, or have someone to file your E500, which is your sales and use tax for North Carolina. If you're selling tangible products and services, if you're in retail, e-commerce, whatever it is, those are momentum wins, right? Those are things that help you climb the mountain, and you see yourself climbing that mountain, and you start seeing the difference in things like your content because you're getting engagement. People are sharing, people are commenting, people are watching. Things in your emails, you notice that people are starting to open them. There's people responding to them. And automations that you create. That's momentum, right? Climbing up the hill. Now, mindset win is how you're thinking when you're climbing. So the money you're making, money wins. The momentum wins. The actions you're taking, the money, the actions, and now your mind. So make sure you also write down your mindset wins. And all of this is a part of recording your six-figure journey, okay? We're still talking about the same thing. And why do we record the journey again? We record the journey because it is us creating our celebration system. When we have a system of celebration, we don't cling to distractions to keep us happy and motivated because distractions will fade. But if we consistently build out something that helps us celebrate, then we are creating consistency in our business. It gives us just another door of consistency, another avenue to walk down where we're showing up for ourselves and we're showing up for our business. And then create consistency creates what? Cash flow, right? So the better we show up for ourselves, the better we put in, the better we're going to get out. Mindset wins are this. Mindset wins are confidence boosts, any boundaries that you kept for yourself when you said, I'm not going to work on Saturdays, I'm not going to work on Sundays, and you actually didn't do it. When you said, I can't, when you had to say no to someone, because sometimes we have to say no, right? Whenever you did get a confidence boost, maybe from externally, maybe it was a mentor that reached out or somebody like me, a coach or somebody, and says, hey, you're just doing a good job. I didn't even reach out to her yesterday, but I had a client to reach out to me, and she was like, I just wanted to show you my wins this week. And that was so powerful because that's her creating a system of celebration for herself. Confidence boost, right? And then clarity gained. If you had a light bulb moment, an aha moment this week, get that jotted down. And it takes discipline, right? I understand. It takes discipline to get to the point where you're writing this stuff down. So when you first start doing this, it's going to be challenging. It's not going to feel good. You're not going to want to do it. You're going to feel like you're wasting your time. I'm going to tell you that because anything that you're starting that's new that you have not done before requires a learning curve, which means there is change involved. Now, some of us accept change better than others, but most of us are change resistant. So just like your stains can resist coming out of your clothes when you wash them sometimes we want to be that stubborn stain and we're like, I'm going to resist this move right here and I'm going to do something else that's going to make me happy. So just know, some of you are change resistant. Some of you accept change better. And you will be able to adopt this maybe differently in different ways, different levels, different times, right? All of you are going to be like this. You're going to move different and that's okay. But just know it's not going to feel good, right? Some of my clients, I tell them, I'm like, y'all are going to hate me sometimes by the time all of this stuff is said and done, but it's real, right? So here's the thing that I want you to do for me in the comments real quick is name one thing in the last 7 days, one win that you almost ignored. Think about it and put that in the comments for me. What is one win that you've had this week or within the last 7 days that if you've not almost ignored, you probably fully ignored or kind of ignored it. And you really haven't given yourself time to celebrate it. I want you to think about that and put it in the comments. And then I want you to read what some of the other people are commenting because you'd be surprised when you look at somebody else's, you are going to be like, man, I would have took the time to celebrate that. But I promise you, would you have really? Think about that. What's something that you almost missed celebrating in the last 7 days? Drop it in the comments and then watch other people's and see what they also say. And we are over halfway done. So let me give y'all the rest of this good stuff. Celebrate your milestones without losing momentum. And this is where I want to talk to you about the distraction piece, right? So celebrate in ways that can actually refill you. You need refills, right? Ilvarna once said, she sang a song that became very, very popular. It's all about refills. I need you to learn how to refill yourself. And this is where, you remember earlier I told you we would talk about lunch dates and all that with yourself. So this is where that stuff comes in, right? Solo lunch date, grab yourself a new journal. I was teaching a workshop last month and I had an amazing attendee who recently published a journal. And it's for sale on Amazon right now. Her name is Tanya L. White. And if you can find her on Facebook, you should definitely follow her and purchase her book off of Amazon, her journal. But it's an amazing journal. And she gifted me this journal. And I've been using it. And it's been helping me celebrate in ways that refill me. Journaling has taken me through some really dark places in my life and through some actually really successful places in my life too. So yeah, have a cozy night with no notifications. I need you to go in airplane mode. I don't know if y'all listen to music, but check out Tall Black Guy because he has a song and it's kind of like, it's a form of alternative jazz, but he has a song called Airplane Mode. And it is the best song ever. Have a cozy night with no notifications. Turn that phone off and get yourself refocused. Celebrate yourself. Have a cup of tea, whatever it is. Enjoy yourself for just a few minutes. Go for a walk, take a nap, or do something sensory that resets you. Just pressing the reset button on yourself. That's all I need you to be able to do. Celebrate your milestones without losing momentum. Do something, but don't overdo it. Okay? Everything that you're doing should definitely be celebrated. Give it that time, but don't give it so much time and so much energy that you lose focus on keeping your eye on the ball. That's not the game plan here. It's a system, remember? So you got to stick to it, stick to the plan. Celebrate small wins the same way you celebrate big wins. And this is unpopular opinion, but I say this because small wins actually do compound and create amazing and marvelous things. So celebrate a collection of small wins just like you would celebrate a very huge win for your business. It's the same exact thing. Compound your small wins and celebrate them the same. All right. Now, I want y'all to make sure. Oh, yeah, y'all still watching. I'm checking y'all out on Facebook at the same time. So if there's something that you hadn't celebrated in the last 7 days, I do want y'all to put that in the comments. Don't forget that. All right. Create a success ritual here. Take a picture. Oh, this is a good example because this is something that I actually started practicing and it's working. It's helping me. And my content is becoming a lot more authentic online and connected with the right people. So create a success ritual. What I do is I take a photo of something that I'm celebrating, whatever it is, write down at least like one sentence about the win, and then add it to your list of things that you've written down for the 100K journey, right? Do that in the album. You can do it on your phone, and it makes it really, really easy. It doesn't have to be a complicated thing. Winding up here, I want you to just remember, use celebration as a strategy and not an actual distraction. Feel the win and embrace it, but then get back to work. And I have to say that as your business coach. So thank you for having me as your consultant. But I want you to celebrate it, feel it, get it out of your system, and then get back to work. Don't leave it, right? And when you go back to work, go back with more fire and go back with the intent of not burning out. Because Black women have this pressure where they feel like they need to overperform just to meet a standard. But today is me teaching you how to do it differently, right? Time block your energy. Give yourself time to do things and do it strategically. Work during your power hours. If you know that you're more attentive and less stressed at certain times during the day, do that then. Make sure your rest is intentional and make sure you rest during your low energy hours. Now, for those of you who work jobs, 9 to 5s, you may be working more than one job because of the way the economy is now. That's going to be a little bit more challenging, but you are worth figuring out a challenge for yourself and for your future. So, time block your energy. Protect your top 3 priorities only. And ask yourself, like, what are 3 things that actually move money for you and create momentum in your business? Everything else is optional if it does not fall there. Find those top three things, top 3 priorities. What 3 things are actually moving money and momentum in your business? Everything else is optional. Whatever you name for those 3 things, make sure that you protect them, right? It's super important. You're the protector of your own destiny. Implement what I call the reset rule, where you step away, you breathe, reassess the actual priorities, and return with clarity. Because sometimes when we look at something for the first time, we think that everything is a priority and it's not. If you ever have a question about what is, what isn't, feel free to hit me up. Whether you have to DM me or whatever it is, but I will help you get it figured out. But CEO reset rules: step away, breathe, reassess what the actual priorities are, and then return to it with a clearer head. Build systems that protect you. There's that protection word again. So, celebration is also tied to the protection of oneself, and it's honoring one's self through a system that will keep you focused on what's most important in the business. And this is for people who are high performers. If you're not a high performer, you don't need to be watching this live because it's not for you, because you need to start somewhere else. But if you're a person who's a high performer and you know you are, and you're a thought leader and you're a business owner, build systems that are going to protect you. That protection looks like automation, things that help protect your time. Looks like templates, which are things that protect your energy. Tools, templates, resources, which is a ton of things. That's why I have them on my website available for download, because they protect your energy. They keep you from spending an entire day, days, full week on doing that. So, last thing I'm going to tell you to do is set boundaries that protect your future and your legacy. That's important. 3 types of things you're going to do to protect yourself: use automation, templates, tools, and resources, and set the right kind of boundaries. I want y'all to type in the comments, for those of you still watching, protection. I want you to type the word protection. You got celebration systems in the comments for me. I see y'all. I see you. I see you. Type the word protection. Now, after you type the word protection, I want you to go back and I want you to like somebody's comment. Support each other in this thing. That's a really big deal. Not only are you celebrating yourself, but you learn how to celebrate others, so it comes back to you twofold, right? Give yourself permission to slow down without stopping. You can actually slow down without stopping. And this is healthier than coming to a full stop. When you can reset without actually quitting, and you can pause without breaking, right? Give yourself permission to slow down. Give yourself permission to rest without actually quitting. And give yourself time to pause without breaking. Because sometimes we can approach things and we are totally broken. And when we are, there's some instances where being in a place of brokenness rejuvenates us and refreshes us. And I think that's more spiritually speaking. But to be broken and making business decisions is not exactly the place you need to be. There is a time and place, and you need to be able to discern the difference. Brokenness is not the optimal time for you to make wise business decisions. All right, I'm going to say that again. Brokenness is not the optimal time for you to make wise business decisions. So give yourself permission to slow down and regroup before you make even the slightest business decision. Don't make business decisions out of weariness and unrest. Okay. All right, build a supportive entrepreneurial community. And that's why I'm telling you to like some of these comments that you're seeing here now. Because I guarantee you, people who are following me, people who are in my groups, successful people show up in the same circles just like unsuccessful people do. Build that supportive entrepreneurial community, and you can start with that here. I'm trying to lend you my platform to do that as your business coach. Take advantage of it because you need people who understand your grind and your glow up, right? So there are some people that only want to come along when things look shiny and new, and they want to appreciate the growth, the glow up. They were not there for the grind. How much more valuable is it to have someone in your corner that was also there to witness the grind and your glow up at the same time? And they don't get jealous of it, and they want to support you, and they want to celebrate with you, and celebrate you even when you're not in the room with other people. So it's lonely at the top, folks. Entrepreneurship is lonely without community because we do so much and we stay so busy. You need a supportive community to help you thrive. That's part of your celebration system. The right community that you entertain is going to cheer you on. They're going to call you out when you shrink. Yep. So they're going to hold you accountable. They're going to be the dream crusher sometimes. That's my nickname in the streets every now and then. Because good friends will do that for you. But they will also share opportunities. They will push your thinking. And they'll help you celebrate without feeling guilty. Right? These are the type of people that you need in your community. All right? 2 more slides after this and we're done. Connect with each other real quick. Drop one thing that you're working on this month. Someone here may have the exact resource that you need or maybe having the same issue that you're facing. So do something in the comments right now to connect with somebody else. I don't care if you drop a joke, a funny gif, I don't care what it is. Put something in the comments because everybody's different. All of your personalities are different. But put something in the comments that will help you connect with somebody else. You can tag your business name down there. You can put an emoji or a string of emojis. You can put that it's almost Thanksgiving and you're going to be tryptophaned out from eating all that turkey tomorrow and you're going to be sleeping all day. Like, I don't care what you put. Put something in the comments right now to help you connect with somebody else who's watching. So give you the opportunity to do that. You've gotten the truth from me today. I couldn't lay it out any clearer. So what I'm going to tell you now is to prepare for our last Road to 100K session. And I'm going to give you one more thing before we end the live today. But our next and last session is going to be on planning for future growth. And it is actually on Wednesday, December 31st at 12:30. So middle of the day, New Year's Eve, we're going to end the year right, start the next year great. This session, the next one is going to help you walk into the next year with a different game plan that's going to multiply the things that you built this year. So if we want to look at everything that you've watched, learned, built this year through the Road to 100K series and these sessions, then you're going to need a tracker and a summary for everything from these sessions. So I have a summary and that journal from today to help you, that tracker that's going to help you with everything. So I've got 2 things for you today. If you want them, drop in the comments workbook. I want you to put the word workbook in the comments, and that will let me know that you want me to send you this information. I will send you a summary from the series this year, and it comes with links to each video, and you will also get the tracker. Now, there was one product that came with the April, with our April one where we talked about smart financial foundations. Now, that one is an actual paid resource. That is one of those resources, one of the downloads on my website. And it's the Smart Money Toolkit comes along with that. But I will provide you a link to that in the resource. But hey, Nasa, how you doing, girl? So yeah, if you want the resources, comment the word workbook. What I'm going to send you is free, right? That summary is free. And then the tracker from today is free. All right. So just comment the word workbook if you need those. Next session, December 31st. That's our last one for this year for the Road to 100K series. So I will see you all again on New Year's Eve, where we'll talk about planning for future growth. If I had to leave something with you today, it would be this: is you don't get to 100K by hustling harder. You get there by staying encouraged, staying connected, and staying consistent. And celebration systems keep you from forgetting how far you've already come. So I have enjoyed you all thoroughly today. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to catch the replay, it will be live for 30 days on Meta in the Six Secrets to Six Figures group, but it will be on my YouTube channel forever. So look for CLSMGMT on YouTube. And once you see Biz Coach C's big face, then you'll know you're in the right place. Look for the gold, black, and white logo. All right, you guys, y'all take care. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Thanksgiving. Praying for you, your businesses, your families. I love you all, and I'll see you again soon.